Hi everyone, this is Dango. In this video, I'm going to briefly talk about a strategy turn-based RPG game that is coming to the Chinese region, which is Kalpa of the Universe. So the game is going to be released on the Chinese region around March, and is probably going to be released to the global servers like a few months after that. So the developer, like Zedong Company, has already like globalized most of their mobile games, so we should expect that game to come to the global server. They have put a lot of effort in that game. They have done so many testings, and right now I'm playing the final testing. The data for the game, like the data for the game, is going to be removed. But if you spend on this version, it was going to be transferred to the new version with some bonus. So Kappa of the Universe is a very old series for the Chinese players. It's never get translated, so probably most of the Western players never heard of it. But for Chinese players, this is like their linguister. This is like their Fire Emblems. It's very, very famous. It's very hardcore. A lot of players cannot play it because it is so hard. But the story at the same time is also top level, as what I heard from the players who played it before. So one of the good thing if you play Kappa of the Universe mobile, you can play the original games from the Time Rift. So the game, the Time Rift stories are exactly the same compared to the old games, and the stages, the difficulty levels of those stages remained. It is very hard. You can like put a lot of comments when you're playing this game, so other players can check it. And one of the most common comments that I saw is like, "Oh, I'm already level 25, level 26. I still cannot clear this like level 20 stage." Yeah, the game is very difficult. There is a lot of strategy going on, positioning, and the sequence of moving the characters are also like all very very important. So yeah, this is the game that requires a lot of strategy compared to the other games like Fire Emblem's Heroes, where in most of the cases you can just auto through everything. This game you probably don't want to do that, especially when you are just pushing the main story. For the farming stage, on the other hand, the game has been significantly improved from like one of the previous games from the developer like Language Mobile. So you will be able to have like 12 times of sweep every day, and each of the sweep takes you like 20 breaths. So 12 sweeps means like 240 breaths. That's more than enough for most casual players. If you're a hardcore players, that you actually use crystals to buy those breaths like me, then you probably need some extra farming. After the first clear of the stage, you will have a blessing, which is basically a similar thing if you play Language Mobile before. So you will be able to get some buff that will help you to auto the stage relatively easily. But the next thing compared to Language Mobile is you have 12 of the sweep now. At the earlier stage of the testing, I think they only provided players like 7 chance to sweep, and players are like, "Oh no, you can't give me that so little time to sweep through this farming stage. It is boring." And the developer has listened, so now for the final test, it is increased to 12. We will see if they are going to make some change to the final version. They probably are going to make some change to optimize the game furthermore, but we will see. So this is about the different stories and farming stage. Um, the game also has one of the things most gacha games have, which is the summon system. And to be honest, as much I enjoy playing this game and I really love this game, their summon system really sucks. So there is like rate up banner, there's regular banner. Good thing is there's no equipment banner anymore, so you don't have to worry about gears. All the units they share a very similar gear system. You have to enchant your gears, but you just need to really farm those things. You don't have to summon, which is really awesome. But the summon is pretty bad. It's like a typical Zedong type summon. So basically, you get 2.0% chance after 50 times of summon, and you still get doesn't you still didn't get anything. Then you will start to increase your chance to get a SSR unit. So the chance is increased by 0.5% per summon. So the highest summon that I have heard before getting an SSR is around 130 summons. So the summon is still pretty bad. And for the retap banner, it doesn't tell me, what are the exact rate for these two characters. So for all the retap summons that I have summoned, I only get 40% of the character on banner. 60% of the characters are off banners. So that's pretty crazy. I think that could be even, I mean, the data point for my summon is pretty small. I only summon around like 300 times. So maybe the more you summon, you can get closer to the real rate, but they never release the rate, so we don't know. Hopefully, for the like when the real game is released, this issue will be fixed. But yeah, getting a lot of off-banner units isn't the best thing, for a game. If you spend like 200 bucks, like 300 bucks, then you should get whatever you want. So the good example to learn is from like Epic 7 or from Genshin Impact, where they actually guarantee you after like 100 or like after like a few like a little bit more than 100 summons for both game. So that's really nice. I don't know why they have to apply a shitty summon system. Yeah, if you don't get the characters you want, there is a good chance that this player is going to quit the game. Most of my friends that quit Langrisser Mobile is exactly they cannot get what they want after like hundreds of summons, like 300, 400 summons, without getting anything they want. The summon system just is pretty shitty. Yeah, hopefully they can improve this significantly before they do the final release. This is one thing that I mentioned. A lot of other players has mentioned that as well. So hopefully they will also listen to us this time. But anyway, if they decided to keep the or like this summon system, then it could be pretty dangerous to spend on this game because maybe spending will not help you get what you want. The summon system is pretty shitty. So you do have a lot of like free summon watchers from just by clearing the story, finishing the time rift, and also finishing some of the event or challenge or doing some PvP. Yeah, the free currency is really huge. So I only played like 5 days, and right now I'm at more than 300 summons. So I bought some summons, but the other rest is like I bought like around I don't know 50, 60 summons, but the other summons are all free, like from the free to play resource. So just by playing the games for like 5 days, you already have this much of resource for you to summon. And I am not even close to finish all the time rifts. So yeah, there will definitely be more resource as you play the games. And when the game is getting updated, there will be new time rift chapters getting released, which is going to be in a similar manner compared to Langrisser Mobile. So that is about the summon system. The PvP system in this game. So the real-time PvP, I heard the game is going to have real-time PvP system. That is confirmed, but it is not tested in this version. This is still like the final testing version, so it doesn't have everything. So I didn't get a chance to play the real-time PvP. The auto arena is a little bit hard than the auto arena in a Wizard Mobile or FFB War of Divisions. So there is like one hard player you're going to like that is going to show up, and if you want to beat him, you don't know what team he's using. So those are all missing. It's called a mystic player. So that is really that is pretty hard because then you will have to you don't know if you can actually beat him. I do believe at the or like later stage, you shouldn't have difficult, winning against any of the AIs because they are just they're just AIs. You can manipulate AI in all the games. But at the early stage, if those are like super mega bigger whales, it could make the PvP very difficult. But the other two usually are very easy if they have. Usually you can just auto them. So for this game, you can set up the order of sequence, and also you can set up the skill of the character to use in game before the battle starts. So that's really nice. I don't think you can adjust the skills in Aggressor Mobile. So that's a very nice improvement, and also different from like War of the Visions or Languista Mobile is that so I don't have any PvP thing, so I cannot jump in. But if you jump in, then instead of moving all the units together, you can only move one unit from each side. So after I move my unit, then my AI opponent is going to move its unit there as well, and then I move my units. So it's not like 5 units together. And you can check your battle history by checking the previous match. You will not only be able to check how you win others, but how you successfully defend others. So if you successfully defend someone, it will actually increase your score as well. So which is pretty nice. So I'm just going to show you guys one of my defense match so you have an idea about the art of the game in the combat, and also how the at least how the combat system works overall. So okay, so we can turn on the enemy. Usually I don't turn this on. There are some like AoE scale which will just have a direct regional effect here. This is a guard skill. I summon some zombies, and that zombie can actually guard. Yeah, I really actually like the summon strategy in this game. I have been abusing the summon strategy a lot for this game because yeah, the AIs they will chase your summons, and then you can try to disperse the opponents by letting them chase your zombie. It's pretty nice. And also this summon is different from a lot of summons in Langrisser Mobile. It has enough like health points, it will not get one shot usually. So yeah, you can see my zombie is getting some hit from the opponent here. His zombie just moves back. Yeah, he's using the auto arena function. Yeah, this guy thinks he has like higher levels, so he can beat me using auto combat, but his move was not optimized. This is how he lost. I tried to put my tank move first, and then to put some of the mid units and then some range units that can do like these kind of AoE things, and then my healers is going to move last. If they are also doing the auto PvP but not optimizing their sequence, usually my defense can work. I actually get like 100% defense rate so far, so yeah, it's pretty rip for them to meet me. So you can see some of the units can support others when attacking. Uh, yeah, this is from their talent or some skills. Okay, so now if you don't feel like you want to watch the anime, you can always just turn it off, and then it will be much faster. So if you play the Langrisser mobile, the enchanting system in this game, it has a very similar enchanting system. Instead, you just worry about like 3 pieces of the enchantment, and for some of the enchantment, it has been significantly reduced on their power. For example, like braids, instead of having 30% chance to trigger braids, you only can trigger a breeze which is mobility +2 after an active combat. So you have to attack and then next turn you get the mobility increase. So that's very nice. You so don't have to worry about, if my opponent get a crazy RNG and just breeze me. There is also no gears like Tenyo's headgear that has like 30% chance to increase the mobility of other units. Those has been taken off. The clock is still there. Cooldown reduced by 3 turns, so the clock is still there. But yeah, they definitely have listened to the other players who really hated the RNG. So yeah, I consider that's a pretty nice improvement. There is no troops in this game, so it is hard to do the man game with your opponent in Langrisser Mobile. You can a lot of time you can just do a man game with your opponent by using some weird troops that they don't usually see, and then suppress them and get a victory. Uh, for me, that's not really part of strategy. You're just basically doing some gambling and mind game there, so I hated it. But yeah, but troop does give you some flexibility. So there is pros and cons of not having troops in this game. So far, I still enjoy it without troop in this game. So I think it's kind of like just a different play style. It's hard to say which one is better. But this game doesn't have troops, so the training is per character. So it is not very hard to max out a character. But if you want to like max out a different character within the same element, you will need still like pretty extensive farming as well. But it's actually very easy to just max out one character. So this is the benefit of not having a troop. So yeah, this is about right now what I want to talk about for this game. So let me know if you want to know more about this game. I'm probably going to play the Chinese server, and then maybe even the global server, I will migrate to the global server. So peace.